It's late February, and I know all you're thinking about spring vegetables. Of course, we all know that there's nothing better than the taste of a homegrown tomato and homegrown vegetables. What a lot of people wind up doing when they try to grow their own vegetables is they actually start them too early and get them too far along before they're ready to go outside. So a good trick is to count back 4 to 6 weeks from when it's safe to put the vegetables outside. Right here you can see a bunch of early season vegetables that Chris has started for his community garden at his church. These were started last week and they've already germinated. And in some cases we're going to have to probably pull some of the plants out because multiple seeds, they've all started to germinate. With early spring vegetables, they can go out as early as the first part of March if the weather goes back to the way it was last week. With winter making its return, there's always the gamble that putting things out too early, they could be damaged by a frost or a freeze. There are things that you can do to cover your early vegetables to protect them against a frost or a freeze. But things like tomatoes and peppers, squash and eggplant, those are warm season vegetables. Those really aren't to go out until late April, early May. So we haven't even started those as yet. That'll come, we'll start the first crop of those sometime mid-March. Sorry about the plane noise, but we are here live in the greenhouse, and that's what happens. You get all sorts of noises. So what we've done is we've brought out a few different ways to start seed. Of course, you can use, like we do at the nursery, the large 6-packs. Those will give you room to grow the plants pretty well through into transplanting to outside. You can also use the little greenhouses that fit on the windowsill, and these have Jiffy 7s, which I'll tell you a little bit about in just a minute. There's peat pots of all different sizes. If you don't want to transplant, you can go with bigger peat pots that will allow you to have a bigger root system. These can be planted right into the ground as well. You just wouldn't, when you do plant them in the ground, you want to break away the sides and the bottom a little bit so that the roots can get started. And then there are, of course, trays like so that have the, like we've used here, that have the greenhouse cover to help them germinate, get the seed to germinate a little better. And then there's one of the things I like, which is the Jiffy 7. Jiffy 7s look like this. They look like a little disc about the size of a $50. And when you put them in warm water, they expand up. They're about 1 inch deep and about 1 inch in diameter, so they're a perfect way to just start some seed or for cuttings. And so you can do the same thing. You can just drop a seed right in the top and then just kind of push the seed down, and that will that'll keep the moisture present and keep them able to germinate. Again, the rule, if you're planting seeds for starting them outside, you want to give yourself 4 weeks is usually all they need to be inside. When they start to go outside, you actually need to do what's called hardening off. And that, by hardening things off, you put them start gradually moving them outside. When you do that, put them in the shade, leave them out for a few hours, bring them back in, and continue that. Harden them off for about a week before you plant. Happy gardening.